So limiting yourself to one lens can actually be one of the best decisions you can make in photography. Using just one lens, that being your one actual favorite lens, your go-to lens, the one that you use for everything. For me is the 50 millimeter. I love the 50 millimeter very much. When I got my camera, I had a kit lens. It's a crop sensor Canon camera, and so the kit lens was from 18 millimeters all the way up to 55 basically. And that's enough for a beginner photographer who is willing to try out all different sorts of photography, But my photography wasn't going anywhere. And so when I would use that lens, I would actually zoom in, I would zoom in and out. And these actually turned me into a lazy photographer. But when I got this baby here, this 50 millimeter, I started seeing photography very differently, Because in order for me to frame well, I needed to use my feet. I needed to move in close to frame well, I needed to move out, if I needed a bigger frame where I was capturing a group of sorts, as a portrait and as a portrait photographer, I'm sometimes doing family shots, family photography, and that is wonderful on this lens right here. All I need to do to execute is by using my feet, by moving a lot basically. So I'm thinking about how I'm framing the shot, what the background looks like, how much depth of field I need to use, how much aperture, depending on the subject that I am shooting, So getting me this lens, not only did I learn that 50 is one of my favorite focal lens in photography, but it sort of just helped speed my growth in photography actually. It taught me things, it taught me how to see light and how to frame well, Framing well is very important in photography as well. And so if you are just using a zoom lens, you are limited, And so you will surprise yourself one day not knowing what you need to do when you are only stuck with one lens basically. And so one thing I like about this lens is the fact that it's sharp enough, and that it can take good clear images, especially portraits, I love a 35 as well, but I don't own a prime 35 millimeter, but I only have this 50 millimeter lens. And so if you want to see for yourself the difference, in shooting with a kit lens and a prime lens, if you want to see the difference, get a lens like this. If you can't afford it, borrow it from a friend or whoever and just use it for 30 days straight. Because in using it for that long, you will learn the advantages and the disadvantages and compare what you find, the quality of your work with, say, a kit lens or an 85 or a 105, stuff like that, But as for me, at the moment, I love this. This is my favorite lens because it's similar to what your eye sees, So when using or when working with a 50 millimeter, my images, my work tend to look very real, no distortions, because I'm focused in on telling stories. Because everything looks real as you would have seen it with your own eyes, basically. That's why I love this 50 millimeters. If you love a 50 millimeter, leave 50 millimeters in your comments. Please like my video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I love you guys for watching the video all the way to this point. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Peace.